It's your boy Tipsy Japan back with another episode of ATAS.
We are now
across
live.
time and space. Good to be back. Where our music at? All right, let's do this. Yo, has it been forever and a day?
Music at?
Has it been forever and a day? My goodness, my
really,
goodness.
really.
Yo,
Forever and a day.
We over here on
Let me get a little more light on me. There we go.
Episode 83, right? So many obstacles out there in January. There's so many crazy things happening with the people. How you doing? How you doing? How are you doing? Right? It's time to check in, folks. That's what we do.
Been hard out here
at ATAS.
Doing all right now.
Doing all right now? Doing right now? I think you're putting something in your cup.
So
something in your cup for the people.
I know that there's been like health issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I gotta start off right.
Hey, let's do it right. Take a sip. Folks listening on Spotify, what we're doing right now is taking a sip out of these ATAS mugs. If you're looking for those, there's a link in the description. Check out the merch. Yeah. It's like January. We had one episode, and there was a long drought. You know, we said, all right. So there's one episode over there on cross culture, and then one episode
that was
on Tipsy Japan. That's it.
Yeah.
So folks,
one and one.
Yo, these guys are alive. If you wasn't over there on cross culture, you wouldn't know if I was alive. But hold on.
It's true.
That's not true. There were a few live.
Oh, you went live, yeah. You went live individually.
Yes, and met a lot of new, interesting people as well. Just reaching out to folks, get to know you, shaking hands, holding the babies. That's important.
Shaking hands, holding babies.
Yeah, man. What's going over there on the talks?
Yo, TikTok has been a little slow. I mean, everything has been a little slow because of the last month has been hard, health-wise for my family. So we're finally back.
It's a testimony
and running. So
it's a testimony. It's Sunday over here.
I mean, God brought us through it.
Right.
It was, me and my wife had COVID the end of last year, coming into the new year. So the first day of the new year was COVID.
Day one
was COVID. But the blessing was that the kids didn't have it. They were both negative the whole time. I was holding down the fort because I had to. And the kids were negative, and I was like, all right, let's keep it that way. Let's go. Then my son and daughter went back to school, and then my son got COVID at daycare. It seems like it's like everybody else was negative except him. So it's like, what's going on? But we're out of that.
Were there any verses?
We all seem to be doing like back to any verses that I was like holding on to.
Yes. In the struggle, when you're in the struggle, when it's time, it's like I cling close to.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't think so, but there was a lot of praising in the storm. So listen to a lot of music. Have my Christian workout playlist. It's pretty high energy. So I'm listening to stuff on there. I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get through it. Gotta stay in good spirits.
Were you listening
because
to that?
If I don't, I was not listening to that.
My direction.
This guy.
I mean, like that sometimes like that'll help you get through, right?
I can barely stand the sound of my own voice. So No, I wasn't listening to any ATAS. No ATAS.
You could just
But
listen to my voice.
For those who aren't bleeding from the ears right now, listen to my voice. Appreciate you out there.
Yeah, man. No, it's good. It's good to be back. I mean, folks, I don't even think they realize that we back yet. It's like they were at the door before. Just like, let me in.
Yeah, right. What's going on? And now it's
these guys are alive, are they? So I understand. That being said, though, it's good to see everybody healthy. There were some crazy things going on over here in Japan that I think we talked about on the last episode, talking about, January 1st. It was a great earthquake, huge earthquake that rocked the
I don't
West.
think we talked. I don't think we really touched on it.
Yeah. It was January 1st, like that first morning, and they got rocked. I mean, magnitude 6, 7, something like that. And whole towns just like burned to the ground after a tsunami that hit right after. This is in Noto, part of Ishikawa Prefecture. And it's really unfortunate that there are still people out there that they don't even have a place to stay. And it snows. Like, this is the Sea of Japan, or the Sea of between Korea and Japan, whatever they want to call it. Like, it gets so much like moisture there, but then there's mountains, so like the moisture stays on that side of the mountains, and it's cold, so it rains ridiculously.
It gets trapped.
Yeah, it's
more like lake effect snow here.
It's like lake effect snow. Yep, exactly. So that's what they experienced right after the earthquake plus tsunami. And these folks, I mean, like landslide, houses just get swept away. Man, it's ugly. And their population is low too. There's not a lot of young people that's living there. So, if you'd like to support Noto Prefecture, or Noto City, Ishikawa Prefecture, just hit me up in the comments and I can redirect you to the proper channels to send in funds, because they need it. They need it bad. And definitely
just see if you can drop a link so that people can just.
I need a link. Okay, I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah.
I don't
get the link.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I mean,
well, tell me in the
you
comments.
can put a link in the description, or you could pin it to the comment. You can have a pinned comment, so it'll be you pin it and it'll stay at the top.
These young kids these days, I don't even know all these moves that you gotta be doing.
Oh, kids these days, chill out. I'm 35.
35. Unless you're 35,000, I don't want to hear it. All right.
Oh, dang, that's how you feel.
Kids these days, young folk, man.
35,000.
Look, we're still talking about. Look,
so we.
Go ahead.
I was about to ask if we getting into soup.
The soup du jour is Disrupting the Game by Reggie Fils-Aimé. And we talking about chapter 15. Speedy. 15. All right.
Speedy.
Yeah, I know you were listening on speed dial over there on what's the name? Everand. You're starting to get used to it. It's not that bad. Right?
Yo, you already know. 1.5 times is like my sweet spot. Like,
You see why I was doing that before when we were on what's the name? I mean, all these like Homer Days. We were doing Homer Days, these long chapters, and it's like you have to listen at one speed. I was like, bruh. Look, I'll listen on 1.0 to find out where the timestamp is. But look, I gotta listen at 1.5. I got things to do, like just to rejog the stream right there, stream of consciousness.
Okay.
So chapter 15 is all about switching up the game, right? Making changes. Like, there was a big flop back in chapter 14 as it regards to the Wii U, right? They started to talk about like the whole Wii U launch, why it failed. Were you down with the Wii U?
No, I wanted it, but it just did not happen. but they kind of go back into it in this chapter 15. You know, it goes into detail, like what was happening, strategies, and all of that. Yeah, I was very surprised about all of that. Money. It was money. When the Wii U was out, I think I just got married in 2014. So, I mean,
that's right around that time.
Even before that, finances were a little crazy. I could have gotten the Xbox One the first day it came out, but that would have meant that I was being irresponsible with my money. But that was 2013.
We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah, when I was working at Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's changing hats. Yeah. And when you were wearing that hat, the Wii U didn't make a whole lot of sense. When it was first released, though, were you looking at the release window and all that? Because Reggie says that it came out at 2.
I was. Yeah, and I was looking at the higher price point option because the lower one didn't make sense for somebody who's not a casual gamer. Because what was it? Was it 16 gigs?
It was the low.
Was the white one?
Yeah.
The black one was 64 gigs. Like, man, well, how am I gonna do it 16 gigs?
That's like one game. Yeah.
Right. Especially, well, nowadays it's one game, but one thing about Nintendo is that their compression algorithm goes hard. So their data and everything is just, it takes up a lot less space than it should. So I'll say that much.
Right. And you know, it's funny, like with the Wii U, I did end up grabbing one just because there are certain people very near and close to me call me fanboys. I was trying to lift you up for it, you know. Right. It is what it is. Like, I mean, it would just feel kind of strange to come this far. All these Nintendo systems, are you not going to support this one, right?
Not have the.
And at that time, there was only one. There's only one game that I really wanted, and it was only available there.
Which one?
In its full glory. So that was Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword
was the one that you.
That's what I got the system for. Yeah. Because of it wasn't the history of the system. It was the history of like. Well, I mean, some of the history of the system, but you also had like Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Like once Zelda went 3D, I didn't miss out on any part of that Zelda experience, you know. So yeah, I figured, all right, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. And at that time, I was, you know, in circumstances where it was possible to do that. Yeah. But would I buy the Wii U now, knowing what I know? No, of course not. Right. It didn't have enough good thing behind it, you know. Feature. I mean, it had Splatoon was a great franchise, and Reggie also talked about that.
It is a great franchise.
Yeah. You know, like he had to plan for the next system, cut the losses, and make sure that the next one that came out, what they call it, they had like a special name for it. Before they called it the Switch, I think it was NXL or something like that. The next level system.
Oh, the NX.
NX.
Yeah, NX.
They had to make sure that the NX was not off, right? So they did everything to make sure that the system was proper. Put them out there on Jimmy Fallon. Put the system out there on Jimmy Fallon on the Jimmy Fallon show. Had him play it first. Give it a Super Bowl Sunday like commercial and all that. Like, yeah. And made sure that it had a launch title that everybody wants. And switched the game properly. So, you know, what are the takeaways from that? My question is, you know, and as we talk about, you know, game planning and learning from failures and make sure it works better the next time, what would you say is a project or initiative or ambition that you've had that didn't work out well the first time, but you could learn from that experience.
The first time?
Yeah. I mean, when you had your first chance, but it didn't work out well, but the next time, make sure it doesn't go that way. Talking life experience here.
So you're assuming that I went back to it.
And you've revisited ideas, that didn't work the first time. Yeah, sure. I'll give you my foray into the world of make sure it makes sense.
Foray into.
Yeah. Like yeah, I mean, even with relationships, I could talk about relationships, but I don't want to put anybody out there. But every time you go through a relationship, you learn things about yourself that you wouldn't have known had you not had that stimulation, not had that.
You're right.
Those battles, and the next time you come to having a relationship with somebody, you realize that, all right, I know this about myself now, and I can put myself out there in such a way that I'm not going to cause disharmony with someone else. I know who I am, all right, and I know what I can give, and I know, how to embrace another person because of that. We could. I mean, I think everybody's been through that, but as one example, I'm gonna put that out there on the floor.
Okay. I mean, I have a huge example right now. I mean, the relationship thing definitely makes sense because some things are just going to come to light in a relationship, and you're just like, yo, dang, I didn't know that about myself. I didn't know that was one of my triggers. I didn't know that me doing this could affect this person this way, things like that. So I have this dusty old box.
Oh,
this dusty box right here.
Okay. Robo white. He's showing a white.
This was Xbox my foray. My foray into making a little side gig for myself. Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, you've seen it before. I think I've shown it once before here too. But I customized this controller.
Yeah.
And it's been sitting.
Controller, folks.
It's been sitting, and I'm still like, you know what? I still want to do it because to a certain extent, it brings me joy. So it's like, do I even need to sell it? That type of thing.
Trying to sell it? You're trying to sell it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to.
Well, hold on. Bring it. No, because folks are recognizing it right now on IG. This is a live stream, and we on 2 platforms.
Oh, you on IG too?
Yeah, we on IG, gosh. Man. I told you we switching it up. Hold on, let me just make sure I put you in the center of the screen. Show that one more time for the folks, man.
Yeah. All right.
Elite.
So that's
what they're saying. Elite.
It's not an elite. No, it's not elite.
It looks elite. That's the question. That's what I'm saying. It looks elite. You're the only one with it. That's the most important thing.
It's a great wave, but it's in gold. Right? You got the gold buttons. You got the removable sticks. Right, let me pop this thing off. Removable sticks, so you can get different stick heights and all that good stuff.
Bro, why is it gold underneath the analog? Ew.
It's too much.
Ew.
Too much. Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice controller.
The questions.
It's the first one I ever made.
People are asking how much it costs. Like they're about 20 seconds back in time. All right. So I'm seeing you showing it, and they're saying how much? All
right. So the thing is, I have to try to be fair to myself, because I don't want to cheap out. So I am selling this one for $70. I feel like it's a pretty fair price, because I did have to buy the controller, brand new, never used. It's been tested, but it hasn't gone through, like, I haven't sat down and gamed with it. It comes with the batteries, brand new shell, all that good stuff, new buttons. Like I said, tested every single button in the game tester on Xbox. so I know that it connects wirelessly and all that.
Mhm.
And then I had to do the labor of taking it apart, putting it back together. And I do have a video of that on my channel. So if you want to
Over on
see
Cross
all
Culture.
of that,
Folks, get over there
yeah.
on
So
Cross Culture.
it
Check
took
it out.
like an hour and a half.
I watched it. It was the making, man.
It was
fascinating. It was fascinating to watch.
crazy.
And it's also like it's exciting to think that thing that's out there on the internet that it usually doesn't happen like that. You go on Amazon, you see a product that's already made, it's done. You see people's reviews about it, but this one you can actually see the product in the making, and if you move fast enough, you can actually get that one. That's interesting. That's an interesting like business proposition. It's an interesting place to be. And I'm sending this to you from the future. So by the time y'all get to where I am now, it might already be off the shelves. Yo, that's crazy.
Oh, too true.
Yo, that's wild.
I mean, definitely. I might have to throw the link up somewhere because I haven't been putting it on my socials. But
that's the thing. That's the thing.
I have to.
We are switching the game up is what we're talking about, right? And you're talking about gaming. We've been talking about gaming since day one. All right, this is episode 83. We're talking about gaming since day one, right? And if it wasn't for gaming, we wouldn't be looking to even interface with screens the way that we do. All right, like this is life,
right?
But it's not just playing the game, it's making that experience better for other people who are going through the gaming lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
There's something really special about that. And I mean, I need to reflect on it further. The way that I'm changing up the game recently is not just enhancing this experience for you guys, but because I want to make sure that you have the most like quality experience as you listen to ATAS. But on the gaming scene, like I've actually I brought my PS5 up here to the studio and set up a projector just to see what that experience would be like to watch a game and play a game in full like cinematic glory, not just like in front of a TV, but give me the whole wall, right?
Big things.
And let's see how that goes. Yeah. Now, it's funny. I was talking to, one of my folks in the inner circle about this idea of putting a TV on the wall. You might be able to relate more though to because you down there in San Andreas, right? How would
San
you
Andreas?
How would you feel? How would you feel about that room where you are right there, your studio, having a TV on the wall, mounted on the wall? Would you feel comfortable with that?
It wouldn't fit, but
is that a really big TV you're thinking of, or a really small wall?
It's a small wall. We have in this room there's double closets, so it's 2 full-size closets. So it's like a strip of wall in between. So it wouldn't mount. But I have been thinking about mounting TVs because they make them so thin now that you can actually get them like pretty up close to the wall. And this, especially with the Samsung frame TV, it's like that thing's flush to the wall, and you can put artwork on it. So it looks like a centerpiece even when it's not on,
TV. Yeah. See, my recollection of that idea is like the LG, not LG ThinQ, because that's a really thin TV. That's the one that's downstairs, but something really thin made by LG. Like I've seen one. It's just like right. It's right on the wall. I don't know where all the HDMI cords supposed to fit into it. Like it's thinner than the HDMI cable.
Oh dang.
Yeah. But I mean,
but have you seen they have one that's it's like super thin. They have a transparent TV.
What?
But it has a box at the bottom to where everything is Like all the guts are in the box,
guts.
so you plug into the. Yeah.
Okay. Right. It would have to be something like that. See, that's where I'm going with it right now. I was talking to my circle about that. I was talking to Black Tiger about it actually.
Black Tiger, shout out
to Black Tiger about it. And this is the funny thing is, I said, so I could pay a good $3,000-$4,000 to put this TV on the wall, get it mounted, make sure it's lined up with the framework behind the wall. Because if you just poking the wall to a place where that frame isn't set, like that TV is gonna at some point it could pull. Exactly. And that's how my brother-in-law's TV looks. And I'm sorry, brother-in-law, but that's not working. Like it looks like his neck is just hanging like that. Oh no, man, no.
Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble.
Wobble baby, wobble for like $2,000 TV. Nah, man, it's not working. So it was that. Or, and so that the one issue is like the frame, right? It's got to be on the frame properly. And then there's earthquakes, and this is why I mentioned San Andreas. Yeah. Do you guys have to deal with earthquakes like that? See, yeah. He gave me that look. Look, folks, I don't know if you were able to see that. He gave me the look just now. I'm just like,
yeah.
What am I doing?
Earthquakes are a thing. To the fact that my in-laws used to have a bunch of circular mirrors on a wall in their living room. Uh-oh. It's like they look really nice. They're so the wall is kind of like a teal, and then the circles with the mirrors in them are maybe like a dark chocolate black. I haven't seen them in some time because since the last earthquake, they took them all down because some of them started falling, and we had, I want to say in one day, we had at least 3 earthquakes. So they're not huge ones, but it's enough to knock stuff off the wall, and that's enough.
Nope. So imagine these little mirrors falling off the wall. That's one thing. It's not very lucky, and we don't believe in luck, but I'm just saying. Dropping all the
and it's also not anchored into the studs either. So if you anchor it into the studs, it's more likely to stay up.
But imagine a $2,000 or so. The value of the TV is about $2,000, right? Whatever the price is, I don't know if it's on sale. But you're gonna put that on the wall, and then this thing starts shaking. All that has to do is drop. And whose fault? Whose bright idea was to put it on the wall? No.
That's why you get the insurance. They don't have insurance like that in
insurance like that. They ain't got insurance like that at Costco. If you put it up
at Costco, wall, they don't.
No. Yeah, like you get it. You have it. In fact, you have to get it to the house yourself. They won't even bring it there for you. And you drop it on the wall.
Well, I mean,
that's you. That's you.
So I would say don't get it from Costco.
But they got the right price. Yeah.
They got the right price, but I mean,
I need that insurance.
If you get it from someplace like, well, I know there's no Best Buy out there, but if you go to Akihabara and you get it from an electronics store, you might be able to get a little extra insurance, drop protection or accidental something.
That's true. Yeah, and you're gonna pay a little extra for it too. But how does see my thing is though, my thing is it was like either do that, and Black Tiger was like, I'm all for the TV. I can't do the other thing, the other option that you're saying. But I had switched up and I said, what if I should grab a projector? A little projector, right? And then use that to send the image onto the wall. That way, if there's an earthquake, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna fall. Instead of paying $2,000-$3,000, I mean, a projector. I saw some nice projectors. They had an Xbox projector by ViewSonic, and ViewSonic's Xbox projector has HDMI 2.1 is the important one.
2.1. Oh, Yeah, 2.1. So you get the 120 hertz refresh rate.
Was it Harden? What's that guy's name? Harman, whatever.
Harman Kardon, I believe.
Harman Kardon, right? It's got Harman Kardon speakers built into it, and it's black and green for you. How about that? Black with green,
that's Xbox
highlights on the side, right? And no, it is.
That's Xbox.
And it's like the darks for that screen is just like really nice and dark.
Black. Gotta be
fully immersed, right? With the audio. That one's kind of expensive, but so I was looking around and I went to this place called Book Off last night. And
Book Off! Shout out to Book Off. We're going next week, actually. We're going next week.
Yo, you might even see something that you like, and you be like, yo, all right. Let me just see. Let me just see, because that one I was just talking about, the ViewSonic, is 2,000. You got one called the BenQ over there on Amazon. Link is
BenQ.
I'm talking like the link is in the description. You know about BenQ?
BenQ, yeah, they've been coming out with some stuff, some heat. It's a little scary because, to my knowledge, it's an Asian company. I don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, or what.
BenQ. I don't know if it's Japanese, but
what is a BenQ? Like what?
That's what I saw. BenQ.
No,
like,
but
all right, go. What you know about?
So they're coming out with controllers. A lot of good controllers for the Nintendo Switch. And that's what a lot of people have been gearing towards. Like, oh snap! You know, these ones, they feel better than the Joy-Cons. The Pro Controller is on point. I was like,
Oh really?
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
Is
that it's quality goods at a good price.
Is it better than what's that guy? Hori? Is it beating Hori-san?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because I think Hori does the Hall effect sensors. Oh no, does Hori? Is it Hori? No, it's Power A. Yeah, so I mean, it'll probably just be on par with Hori. Because I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that the BenQ, the BenQ ones, I think they might have HD rumble. So yeah, that's the big thing that Nintendo has that a lot of other companies don't. They, even though Hori is officially licensed by Nintendo, they will not give them. They did not give them the linear actuator, like schematics and all of that. But I'm guessing that BenQ just took apart a Switch controller and said, "Okay, we need this piece, this piece, this piece. All right, make it, put it in there, and see what goes on."
But BenQ is doing BenQ, man. Thank you. Like they got a really nice setup, and like it hooks up to your Wi-Fi. You can hook up to your phone. The colors are just amazing. The form factor is small. You could have a short, short projection?
Short throw.
Yeah, short throw. So it's like right up to the wall. Like you're not wasting all the space in between, and it's just like, dude, you know. For $3,000,
man. $3,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the grand price for my little projector called the Gem Vio. That's gonna be on Amazon.
Gem Vio.
The Gem Vio. You know, I should have affiliate links now. But yeah, just guess how much that costs. Got it at Book Off.
Got it at Book Off.
Book Off.
$150.
No, sir.
What?
Less.
Okay. I'll have it 75.
Less. Book Off.
So 7,500. 7,500 yen. You spent less than that?
Book Off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And
okay.
It said brand new too.
70,000.
No.
70,000 yen.
No. 5,800 yen. This is like $40.
Hold on. 5,800 yen. So $60. Well, yeah, I mean, however you want to slice it.
Yeah, was
$60 out the door.
Exchange rate. Yeah, $60 out the door. I could show it to you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, I might as well show it to you guys. Might as well.
Bro, that is crazy. I mean, when I go to Book Off here doesn't tend to be that great.
I'm telling you.
You can't hear me, but Book Off here doesn't tend to be like that.
This little guy here.
Oh,
it's like
man.
a camera.
It's tiny.
It's really tiny.
Yeah, man.
You know, but it's got an HDMI port. Got a USB port. Speakers.
Okay.
And
got AV and headphones.
Yeah.
You want to go there?
Plug it into your speakers. Get it done. I was playing Geometry Wars last night. My goodness. It's the whole wall. It's the whole wall. Look, check us out in the after party. If you join that tier, we ain't got the tiers out there yet. Tears of the Kingdom is on the way.
Yeah, no. That's what we want to discuss today. I wanted to hit you with that. So we're trying to get a Patreon rolling. All right.
Yes.
I mean, we're gonna throw that out there because we are approaching episode 100. We're trying to come up with some new stuff for you guys, trying to get more engagement with you guys, maybe some more merch if that's what you guys want.
Yes, Dread.
But when trying to come correct. All right. We appreciate the people who have been listening since day one. We appreciate the people that just tuned in last episode or just this episode. But we want to do right by you guys. Definitely.
No. Yes. Look, I mean, everybody out here in Japan that's signing on and showing that love on IG. Look, much respect. Daisuki da yo. Daisuki da yo.
Daisuki da yo.
Yo,
we love you.
Exactly. This is love. You just put that love out there on the stream. So you got folks that's walking away from YouTube, walking away from IG. I'm all done. No, we keeping it real. All right. Reading these books together, enjoying the audio stream.
Yeah.
Talking about life and switching it up. It's your boy TPC Japan. I'm telling you, if you listen on Spotify, you listen on IG, listen on YouTube, listen to wherever you get your podcast, that's fine. But get yourself a pen and a pad and write it down. Because that's what it is. Ace, hit him off.
Yeah. You already know it's your boy Ace of Cross Culture. Check us out because apparently we expanded. If you don't want to get left behind, stay with us. Till next time, stay prayed up. Be blessed.